troops killing civilians in Korea. The Defense Department says it will investigate. Devastating mud and flood in Mexico. The water and death toll rise. And in tonight's Eye on America, the accent is on Texas.
This is the CBS Evening News. With Dan Rather reporting from CBS News headquarters in New York.
Good evening. It was the deadliest act of terror on U.S. soil. A truck bomb blew up the federal building in Oklahoma City, killing 168 people, including 19 children. This man, Michael Fortier, could have prevented it. He did not and was sentenced to 12 years in prison for involuntary manslaughter. But he was back in court today with high hopes after an appeals court ordered him resentenced with the possibility he could walk. CBS's Byron Pitts was there when the new decision came down.
Pelted by rain and soaked in uncertainty, relatives of the Oklahoma City bombing victims arrived at federal court this morning with reasons to worry.
I'm really afraid that he's going to walk free today. I hate that.
For more than an hour, in the courtroom directly across the street from the bomb site, the lawyer for Michael Fortier argued for his client's freedom, pleading his sentence should be reduced to time served because he testified as a government witness against Timothy McVeigh and co-conspirator Terry Nichols. But prosecutors argued Fortier could have prevented the Oklahoma City bombing in 1995 by simply making a phone call. McVeigh had told Fortier of his plans months ahead of time. This afternoon, Judge Thomas Von Pepper ruled in favor of prosecutors, saying Fortier should serve every day of his 12-year sentence because he was, quote, culpable for the deaths of 168 innocent men, women, and children.
I don't feel that the court gave Mr. Fortier the credit for his assistance, for his efforts on behalf of the government.
Legal analysts say it was a long shot.
It's one of those things, if you don't try, you don't get anything. And they're going to try. There's nothing. He's got a court-appointed lawyer. He's not paying a dime for his lawyer.
As for the victims' relatives, they're still paying.
And I'm very satisfied. Hate to pay his room and board for a while, but at least it keeps him from doing this to anybody else.
As soon as the judge made his ruling, Fortier's lawyer filed another appeal for the man who knew what was going to happen here 4 years ago and did nothing. Byron Pitts, CBS News, Oklahoma City.
In a case of murderous terrorism aimed at Americans overseas, the FBI has arrested a 9th suspect in the deadly bombings of 2 U.S. embassies in Africa. The 26-year-old Tanzanian man was seized at an airport in South Africa and has pleaded not guilty today in New York. U.S. prosecutors say he rented a house in Tanzania that was used as a bomb factory. 224 people were killed in the U.S. embassy blast in Kenya and Tanzania last year. The U.S. Department of Defense is now promising to expand an investigation into accusations that some U.S. troops may have deliberately and unnecessarily killed civilians during the Korean War. CBS News national security correspondent David Martin has new and exclusive details and puts these accusations into perspective for you.
It has been nearly 50 years since Lester Todd was a private on the front lines in Korea. But he still won't talk about what happened in Operation Killer because he says the Army long ago told him not to. It was 1951 and American troops were pushing north. Todd was wounded and taken prisoner. After his release, he told Army debriefers, Operation Killer commenced and we moved against the enemy, killing everything in front of us, including women and children. We killed anything that walked. An eyewitness account the Army hushed up. In this 1953 memo obtained by CBS News, a senior officer orders Todd's debriefing classified secret because it might lead to the embarrassment of the United States. The memo goes on to suggest necessary action be taken to ensure Todd does not repeat the allegation to other than authorized individuals.
Operation Killer is one of at least 3 incidents to come to light in recent weeks, which raised serious questions about whether American soldiers deliberately killed civilians during the Korean War.
The most extensive evidence involves an incident at the bridge of No Gun Ri, where both Korean survivors and Army veterans like Ed Daly told the Associated Press civilians were gunned down.
We followed our orders and we fired in there and to eliminate the problem.
It was early in the war. Inexperienced American troops were in retreat, and there were reports North Korean soldiers had infiltrated the stream of refugees. civilians were to be considered as enemy.
The company runner and passed the word on that we would shoot all of them. There'd be no survivors.
After first saying there is no evidence of a massacre, the Army has now launched an inquiry. And Defense Secretary Cohen tells CBS News that inquiry could go far beyond no-gun Re.
We're going to focus on the no-gun Re first, and then we'll see if there's substance to the other allegations, and then take it case by case.
South Koreans say a third incident occurred at this temple where 83 civilians were strafed by American planes and shot by GIs. All wars are ugly, but the Korean War may turn out to be even uglier than we thought. David Martin, CBS News, the Pentagon.
U.S. Senate Republican leader Trent Lott said today he intends to proceed with a scheduled up or down vote on the nuclear test ban treaty next week. The treaty is headed for defeat, and President Clinton urged lawmakers to delay the vote. Also today, the leaders of Germany, Britain, and France urged U.S. approval of this nuclear test ban treaty. President Clinton apologized tonight for what he called a, quote, inappropriate comment about Northern Ireland. On a visit to Canada today, the president expressed frustration over his efforts to settle the long conflict between Roman Catholics and Protestants in the British province.
I spent an enormous amount of time trying to help the people in the land of my forebears in Northern Ireland get over 600 years of religious fights. And every time they make an agreement to do it, they're like a couple of drunks walking out of the bar for the last time. When they get to the swinging door, they turn right around and go back in and say, I just can't quite get there.
A few hours later, President Clinton said that was an inappropriate metaphor and that he regretted any offense. Still ahead on the Friday CBS Evening News, yet more questions about the FBI's version of the Waco siege. Killer floods in Mexico, they are the worst in 40 years. And parents pray for the success of a mission to rescue their daughter from the South Pole.
Opening arguments start at 9:30 whether this arthritis pain goes away or not. So I took Advil liquid gels. Nothing's been proven stronger on arthritis pain. They're the only pain reliever with liquid inside. Advil liquid gels, stronger than pain.
Oh, I should have used Preparation H. Cool it fast. Introducing Preparation H Cooling Gel. Cools on contact for fast relief. New Preparation H Cooling Gel cools on contact.
Is beautiful, and to make sure you stay that way, even outdoors in the sun, there's Pro Vital Protective Moisture Cream. It gives you broad-spectrum UV protection, which helps prevent age spots and strengthens your skin's natural resilience. Pro Vital Protective Moisture Cream from Olay. Proven to be why women over 50 look so wonderful.
Once again tonight, there are new questions about exactly what happened near Waco, Texas, when the Branch Davidian compound went up in flames, and what the FBI did, knew, and said about it. CBS's Jim Stewart is covering the story.
Yet another witness has belatedly stepped forward to challenge the FBI's account of what happened at the Branch Davidian compound 6.5 years ago. This time, a retired Army colonel who was at the siege told a Dallas newspaper FBI bugging devices inside the compound clearly picked up the voice of Davidian leader David Koresh as he planned to set the compound afire. You could hear everything from the very beginning, retired Colonel Rodney Rawlings told the paper. The allegation is significant because the FBI has always insisted that the voices could not be understood at the time and that they would have halted their tear gas attack if they'd overheard talk of starting a fire. It was only months later, the FBI said, after tapes from the bugging devices were technically enhanced, that the Davidians could be heard planning the blaze.
We got PCM patrolman fuel on there.
The issue of the tapes came up 4 years ago during a congressional hearing, and the FBI said then that no one could initially understand what was being said in the compound.
Well, he couldn't hear that then. We didn't know that was happening. If we'd have heard spread the fuel, we'd have stopped right then. We didn't hear that. We didn't know that until those tapes were enhanced.
And today, another former FBI official at the scene, Agent Bob Ricks, disputed the Army colonel's version as well. The bugging device monitors were in a closed room, Ricks said, and no military personnel were inside. I think he is just dreaming, Ricks said. In any event, the colonel will probably get to repeat his version of events to a House committee early next year when it starts new Waco hearings. This despite hints from Republican leaders this week that they're getting tired of the issue and just want it to go away. Jim Stewart, CBS News, Washington.
A British judge ruled today that Chile's former dictator, Augusto Pinochet, should be extradited to Spain to face charges of torturing political opponents. Outside the courthouse in London, several hundred demonstrators celebrated the verdict. Pinochet was not in court, excused because of, quote, ill health, and the 83-year-old general is expected to appeal. Chile has acknowledged that more than 3,000 people died or disappeared after Pinochet took power in a 1973 coup. In Mexico, it's rained up to 15 inches a day now for several days in a row. More than 220 Mexicans are dead. Thousands are homeless. And as CBS's Bill Whitaker reports, in some areas of Mexico, the floods and mudslides are the worst in decades.
Survivors dug feverishly with bare hands and sticks to rescue children and neighbors trapped when flows of mud swallowed up the school and most of the village of Mixium. They could hear muffled screams, but the mud was just too thick. At least 40 people died here. Raging rivers are rampaging through southern Mexico, swollen by more than a week of torrential rains. In some areas, 2.5 feet fell in 2 days, more than in a usual year. The water was up to my neck, says this woman. I barely got out with my life. A saturated cliff collapsed on the town of Tezuitlan, washing bodies from the cemetery, sweeping away this man's 2 daughters. My daughters have been found dead, well, one of them, but they were together. Across the region, the story's the same. Loved ones, neighbors, drowned or entombed by tons of mud. The federal government has sent in troops. They saved these children today who'd been stranded in water for 4 days. But the disaster is so massive, some communities so remote, help hasn't reached them yet. Mexican television was filled with funerals today, but the death toll keeps rising and the misery is not over. More heavy rains are in the forecast. Bill Whitaker, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Still ahead on the CBS Evening News, lifeline to Antarctica. Parents wait for the rescue of their daughter, the doctor who got breast cancer at the South Pole.
Hey, Danielle, how's it going? How come you're using this?
How most people do it.
That doesn't make it the best way. We could make our pizza sauce from tomato concentrate like some of the other guys, but we use a sauce that's canned fresh. To me, it tastes better than sauce made from concentrate. Maybe you should do it different than most people.
Keep squeezing, Dad. Keep squeezing.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Keep going, Dad.
Get a large one-topping pizza for $8.99. Get a second large for just $6.99.
Enterprise rent a car for my trip? Looks expensive.
It's not expensive, Mom.
They pick us up? Sounds expensive.
Pickup's free, Mom.
Well, if it's not expensive, why didn't I get a convertible?
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Yoo-hoo! Ready?
Ready for a better way to get my fiber.
Use your concentration.
New Phillips fiber caps don't contain sweeteners like most powders. They're concentrated, so they're just as effective as Metamucil. New Phillips fiber caps, effective fiber therapy without the powder.
Used to be, if I want something done right, I called me. It worked. Until I tried to quit smoking. I needed more than me. I got Nicorette. Nicorette helped me 2 ways. I used it on a regular schedule to help prevent my cravings, and for unexpected cravings, I was ready with an extra piece. I used to be a slave to cigarettes. Nicorette helped me hang on, helped me win. Now that I'm nicotine-free, I gotta tell you, it feels good to win.
Now Nicorette is available in mint. What a refreshing choice. You can do it. Nicorette can help.
Aha! Got it!
What is it, Professor?
I've discovered a way to get all long-distance calls for only 99 cents.
99 cents? Impossible.
Absurd. I simply dial 10-10-220, then 1 and the number, and all calls up to 20 minutes are only 99 cents.
And after 20 minutes?
It's just 9 cents a minute.
That's genius.
I know. Who asked you?
Discover 10-10-220 for yourself.
On the CBS Market Watch, a judge in Illinois today ordered State Farm Insurance to pay policyholders $730 million in damages for using cheap aftermarket, that is, factory imitation parts for accident repairs. This is on top of a $456 million jury award. Unemployment held steady last month, down at 4.2%. That's a 29-year low. On Wall Street, the Dow closed up 112 points for the day. The NASDAQ was up 25. Next stop here on CBS, Western Samoa. The latest leg on a dangerous air rescue mission to the South Pole. The goal, to bring back a doctor who developed breast cancer at the research station in Antarctica, waiting back home her worried parents. CBS's Sandra Hughes has their story.
She's the only doctor stationed at the American Research Facility at the South Pole. CBS News captured this video of her last January. But a few months later, 47-year-old Jerry Nielsen discovered a lump in her breast. After an emergency medical drop of supplies and medicine in July, she's been treating herself for possible breast cancer ever since.
We're worried about her at this point, but everybody is doing everything they can.
Her parents in Youngstown, Ohio, have been reluctant to talk and are understandably worried since their daughter has been isolated at the pole. She was unable to leave because planes can't land in the pitch blackness and near 100 degree below zero temperatures of the South Pole winter.
We thought she was stuck. You know, we knew that she was there and this happened and she gambled and lost. That we had no idea that any of this was going to happen like this.
What's happening is planes are on the way now to Antarctica after her doctors urged she be picked up weeks ahead of schedule. But it's a risky mission. Temperatures are still colder than is ideal for landing. But just today, Nielsen sent her parents an email with some good news.
Warm, Phil. It's warm. It's 38 degrees below zero. It's never been in the 30s. They're going to get her out.
At least that's what they hope. Sandra Hughes, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Coming up next here on the CBS Evening News, the search for a child who disappeared without a trace.
About free computers, but we haven't actually seen one. Not one with a monitor, a year of internet, 24-hour tech support, and a printer. Like a Gateway Essential PC with an Intel Celeron processor. Call us. For $28 a month, it's a PC you can believe in.
My joints felt locked up. My hands, my knees were stiff. And then I tried OsteoBiflex. It's a natural supplement with a special blend of glucosamine and chondroitin. It's different from pain relievers.
OsteoBiflex actually repairs cartilage and lubricates joints over time.
OsteoBiflex helped renew my life. It works for me.
There's only one OsteoBiflex. Repair, rebuild, renew.
Oh yeah, I'm on a seafood diet. I see food, I eat it. But thanks to Healthy Choice, I've got a nutritional guardian angel. Like the roast chicken. All the fixins, only 6 grams of fat. What is that, like a sit-up? Healthy Choice figured it out. Chicken breast, smothered in a mushroom wine sauce, veggies, so fresh tasting, they bite back. It's a plate full of good eating. There's no room for extra salt and fat. Choose Healthy Choice. How easy is that?
Fortunately, there's Nasonex nasal spray, an effective nasal allergy prescription medicine taken once a day to relieve nasal allergy symptoms, indoors and out. Now that's wonderful. The most common side effects were headache, viral infection, sore throat, nosebleeds, and coughing.
A heartbreaking story from Colorado tonight. The search has just been suspended for a young child who vanished seemingly into thin air last weekend while hiking in the mountains. CBS's Bob McNamara is in Colorado following developments.
7 days of searching rugged mountain terrain has done little to solve the mystery of the missing little boy.
I think we probably
turned over every stone we could think of.
3-year-old Jared Adadero of suburban Denver disappeared last Saturday. And the fear is, in mountain lion country, he could have been attacked and carried off.
It's not definite. It's not confirmed. They're not done looking. This is just a possibility.
The little boy was hiking with his 6-year-old sister and some adult family friends. And apparently becoming impatient with the slow pace of the hike, investigators say the little boy ran on ahead to catch up to faster hikers. And that's when they believe he suddenly went missing.
We want you to look under each and every bush, rock that's got a hollow underneath it.
It has been a frustrating search. The crash of a helicopter aiding the effort injured 5 people aboard. And when the search was scaled back, the missing boy's father became angry.
It's a hard pill to swallow. When 2 days ago they told me if we don't find him in 2 days, we'll bring 60 more people up. And my question is, if it's your son, you wouldn't wait 2 days.
Police say there's no evidence to back a theory the boy was abducted. And after so many days and cold nights, the facts are not in little Jared Adadero's favor.
Really, there is no hope, a realistic hope of finding Jared alive out there.
The boy's parents, who were not on the hike with their son, are resigned.
We got to say to ourselves that God is a good God and Jared is not suffering. We don't feel that he's suffering.
And now even hopes for a miracle are fading too. Bob McNamara, CBS News, near Rustic, Colorado.
In Ecuador, within plain sight of the capital city of Quito, a nearby volcano is acting up for the second time in a week, and make no mistake, this belching cloud of smoke doesn't just look breathtaking, it is breathtaking. Breathing the ash is a health hazard, and local residents have been told to evacuate until the air clears. Up next on CBS Eye on America, a few words about regional accents. Are we about to witness the fall of the drawl?
My God. You got that?
What a close call with my overactive bladder. Having to go suddenly, needing to go so frequently. But that time, I almost didn't make it. That did it. I asked my doctor about Detrol.
Overactive bladder is a medical condition. Today's prescription Detrol is proven effective to treat it. Detrol helps control bladder contractions that cause those sudden urges. Detrol reduced bathroom visits by 2.2 times in 24 hours versus 1.1 times with placebo. 1.2 fewer wedding accidents occurred with Detrol versus 0.8 fewer with placebo. Similar decreases over 24 hours. If you have certain types of stomach, urinary, or glaucoma problems, do not take Detrol. The most common side effect is dry mouth. Some others may include dry eyes, headache, constipation, and indigestion.
Enjoy the movie?
Thanks to Detrol.
Ask your doctor about prescription Detrol, proven effective to treat overactive bladder.
I'm not really close to Anna Kournikova. First of all, there's that whole language thing.
A PE ratio is price divided by earnings. Earnings per share is a company's net income minus preferred dividends.
It's like she's speaking a different language.
Can anyone say asset allocation? Mid cap, small cap.
When we created a smarter kind of investment firm,
growth fund.
We created a smarter kind of investor.
Besides, some of the other players are kind of jealous of her, portfolio.
No one wants to see their cat suffer from hairballs. That's why Hill's introduces new Science Diet Hairball Control Formula, the only cat food with natural vegetable fiber to help control hairballs. Science Diet, what vets feed their pets.
Ask your doctor about Viagra.
As some of you may remember from history, Texas was once a foreign country. It was a republic on its own. Even today, those fortunate enough to call the state home still speak the native language, Texan, which is not always to be confused with English. Now, in an apparent attempt to avoid embarrassing the less fortunate, some Texans are voluntarily shedding the mother tongue. With tongue-in-cheek, dropping his G's and saying I for E, Richard Schlesinger reports tonight's Eye on America.
It's among the great symbols of the great state of Texas.
Howdy.
The often imitated, frequently exaggerated, and not always appreciated Texas twang.
I'm from deep, as we used to say back, deep East Texas.
Texas has been terrific to Steve Player. Born here, educated here, he has a big job with a big company and one small problem.
I'd like to talk it through with you.
His accent.
If the idea is dead on arrival, there's no point sending it.
He worries about sounding more blue denim than white collar.
I don't want the guy on the other side saying, how did this guy ever get to that, that level? Good to see you again.
So Steve Player is going for therapy, taking his troubles to speech therapist Elizabeth Wallace, hoping she can change his delivery.
I would like to be able to deliver like a Midwestern newscaster.
I'm going to have you read that first sentence for me, just in
In speech therapy, the trick is getting Texans to shorten their I's and pronounce INGs, among other things.
My guide,
my guide,
and
I.
My guide and I had a fine time exploring the oyster beds.
Okay.
My guide and I had a fine time exploring oyster beds.
Oh, boy. You know, a speech therapist would have a lot to say about that.
I love to talk.
Albert Taylor echoes what a lot of people say in the small town of Cut-and-Shoot, Texas. Do you like the way you sound?
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't really have a choice.
There are people in Boston trying to fix their accents and folks in New York doing the same. But to a lot of people in places like Cut-and-Shoot, there's no such thing as a Texas accent. There's just the right way to talk. Do you like the way you sound?
Yes, I do.
Do you think other people like the way you sound?
I really don't give a damn.
Do you talk funny? Jim Hightower, former Texas Agriculture Commissioner, is now a radio host and author and speech giver. Most of the time, he talks for a living and is as comfortable in Boston as he is in Austin.
I think you've got to make a decision as to, what you want in life. Is it really worth it to try to surrender your accent? And I think it's sad if the answer is ever yes.
I'd like to turn it over to a dear friend of mine, Steve Player.
Far from surrendering anything, Steve Player is developing a new weapon, the ability to talk to people in their own dialect, picking up accents just by hearing them. He has a ways to go.
You go to South Boston, and you go to Harvard Yard and park the car on the yard. And again, you get extreme exaggeration. Again, as I said, the ear's not real good.
It's a little like learning a new language.
That'd be even better, wouldn't it?
But a lot of Texans will tell you the accent is a part of life here. Losing it means losing a little bit of themselves and a little bit of Texas. In Dallas, I'm Richard Schlesinger for Eye on America. I'm not telling you, I'm telling you. That's part of our world tonight. Texas-owned Bob Schieffer, the pride of Fort Worth, will be along Sunday with Face the Nation. Now from 60 Minutes, here's Philadelphia Ed Bradley.
You want to know the real Ronald Reagan? Talk to his youngest son, Leslie Stahl did, and it's on 60 Minutes. And that's not all. It's followed by Steve Croft's Anatomy of a Bank Holdup and a shootout that had television viewers glued to their sets. That's 60 Minutes, Sunday.
And we invite you to join us again Monday for the CBS Evening News. Dan Rather reporting from New York. Have a great weekend. Good night.
For news 24 hours a day, CBS.com on the Internet and on our interactive partner, America Online at keyword CBS News.
Buying used police guns. You'd think it would be difficult, but we went undercover and found out just how easy it is. Eye on America, Monday on the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
The dangers of violent computer games on Saturday morning. Experience CBS News.